Well, it is not the third Saturday in October yet, but it is Monday of the week of the third Saturday in October. And Tennessee and Alabama, the SEC's oldest rivalry, is back. And I cannot wait to see what happens on Saturday. But it's Monday. Y'all know how we do on these live shows. But today you are in for a treat. I got my man Stephen Cawley. Massive Bama fan, knows the history. He's been with us before, if you guys remember, but we're bringing him back on. We're going to talk about who Alabama is in 2024. What does this Kalen DeBoer coach team bring into Knoxville on Saturday? Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Ruck in the building. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. I got Turn with me as well. Y'all already know what it is, man. Let's get this thing started on a Monday. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Let's go.
First play. Second quarter, touchdown Tennessee. That throw's intercepted. Pierce down the sideline. Touchdown.
Straight up Tennessee fam, what's happening? It's your boy Ruck in the building, joined by my guy Turn. What's up, man? It's Monday, bro. How we up?
I think we up, bro. I'm up.
I like that energy, boy, because last week I had everybody talking about, I don't know, man. Tennessee probably going to lose. Nah, stop all that, man. Gosh.
Oh,
but y'all know what to do, man. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification right now. So y'all join the channel. $2. Again, if you see anybody in the chat, ask them, have they ever felt bad about joining the Straight Up Tennessee channel? Let me tell you why. We literally talk all day, every single day. Somebody in there talking crazy, somebody in there betting against Tennessee, Matthew, people in there doing crazy stuff, and we chop it up, man. It's $2, man. Hop in there. You get to join our Discord and hang out with us literally all day, every day, 7 days a week. It's all vol in there, man. And then obviously tonight's a big night. Obviously, it's the Who Is Alabama show, third Saturday in October. We got the man Steven with us. But before we bring Steven on, obviously, man, we got to dive into what happened today. The biggest news out of Knoxville is that our senior, how many years has he been a senior, Turn?
I want to say 2. 2.
Trying to make light of a serious situation. Keenan Peely, the senior linebacker, who only played 7 games as of all, has played his last game as of all. He ended up having an ACL tear, and we will be without him for the rest of the season. The green dot, the guy who's getting the calls, all of the headset communication, that was Keenan. What kind of impact is that? Not just for Saturday, right? We saw it change early in last week, right? He was out in the first quarter. You know, it wasn't like, okay, the sky is falling, but you did see some gaps. You did see some of the communication suffer on some of those drives early in the first half before the entire team really turned it on. Turn, what kind of loss is this for us moving forward?
It's huge. It's huge. I think I just think, you listen to the press conference today, you listen to all the players talk about it, man. He just seemed like one of those guys they all say he came in, he done it the way he's supposed to do every day.
Yeah.
Hard worker, leader on and off the field, which I think he can still be a leader off the field, but I will say it sucks. It's terrible because I hate it because the guy, I feel like we needed him this game the most because when we do QB spies, we always put Pele on the quarterback.
Yeah, because he could, the lateral quickness was there. Like he's getting sideline to sideline with anybody.
I will say though, I think you can do that with Arion though. I think Arion got the speed. I think he can do that, and it makes me feel a lot better at backer that these. I hate that Pele got hurt, but it made me feel better. He only played 2 snaps, and then these other backers got it the rest of the go. You know what I mean?
I mean, T-Lander's been your guy since last year. Like you've always said, man, I like that kid.
I like T-Lander,
And
bro.
the
I
thing
really
with
do.
Jeremiah I think the thing with him that we've seen in 24 that we didn't see last year was he was just kind of a head case. Like if the ball was anywhere, he's just flying to it and not worried. Like if he's in a deep zone or playing a middle third zone, he's forgotten the zone. Like the ball is somewhere. He's going to the ball. And so he was getting eaten up in pass coverage, but you're starting to see a little bit more what's the word? You're seeing a little bit more patience out of him, and he's making the right plays. And I mean, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. That's a scary combination for the next 2 years, him and Carter. So I'm interested to see how they rotate because Heupel made it clear that Jalen Smith and Caleb Perry were still both going to play as well. So that rotation is what I'm interested in. And Edwin Spillman is going to play as well.
I'm interested too. Who's going to take that green dot or whatever? It's
Yep,
either going to
I
be
don't know.
Heupel.
It's got to be Arion, right?
He said it's Heupel said in the press conference that it's either going to be Arion Carter or T-Lander.
Yeah. So
I would say it would be Arion, just to be honest with you,
because he's played more downs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, like a guy like Arion, I mean, they're both. I mean, you kind of just want. I feel like Arion's the type of guy you just want to let him play.
Yeah, dude be flying around.
Yeah.
I would not want to be ahead up with dude full speed, bro. Like he low key, like when he be hyped before the games, I think he literally is about to stroke out. I mean, like, what is he doing? Like he be freaked out. We're gonna dive into some more of Heupel's press conference here in a second, but man, let's hit the chat up. Chris dropping the 20 piece early. I'm talking about dropping a 20 piece before the live even started. He says, we need win number 40. I hate Alabama. Every time someone says roll tide, a brother kisses his. It's starting on Monday, y'all. Goodness gracious. Dylan Elam says, yo. What's up, Dylan? Clout says, what's up, straight up fam? What's up, bro? Adrian, man, shout out to my boy Adrian. He has been a member of the channel for right at 10 months. And that really, he's probably been a member longer because we changed all of the memberships. So dude's been a member forever, but he says, what's good? Lil Clout says, I hate me some Alabama. So do we. Chris says, Rammer Jammer, Yellow Hammer. Go to hell, Alabama. Man, God, we're going to have a night tonight. Dylan says, good to have Steven back. Yes, sir. It's going to be a good night with Steve here in just a minute. Artez, my boy, what's happening? He says, we up. Dylan says, T-Lander time. The kid is ready. Adrian, Arion Carter, and Jeremiah T-Lander will have their best game Saturday. They're going to have to, They're going to have to. Clout says backups will be able to handle the load, but really sucks to lose Peely. All right, let's see if we can figure what this means. I don't give a dang about the whole state of Alabama. I don't give a about the whole state of Alabama. Dylan says Peely played 7 games and became a VFL. You could just tell he was a leader on game day, man. Yeah, I think so. It hurts, it stings, it sucks. But Turner, ain't this a little bit too kind of what we wish for? Like we kind of wish for the guys that we hear about in recruiting to get a chance to play, especially in a game with this type of hype and energy. Like those kids know. They might not know about some of the other low-key rivalries like with Florida. Everyone in the country knows what Saturday is. When it's Tennessee and Alabama, Bama's dominated the rivalry the last 15 years, but hey, the last 2, it's been a split. And here we go again, right back home, kneeling. Danny White's calling for an orange out.
And here's the thing.
It's going to be crazy.
These kids, even if these kids, I think about this sometimes. These kids might not have known how big this rivalry was until 2022.
I think so. I think
2022 is like, oh, like this is the third Saturday in October is something that Tennessee and Bama look forward. They got that circled on the calendar every year.
And you know, the biggest thing that makes me feel great about those people knowing is that we still have guys on this roster who played in this game. Squirrel White, Brew McCoy, Dylan Sampson was a freshman this year. Like there are guys that play meaningful downs for us now that know what Saturday comes with. And so you could feel it in the press conference with Heupel, man. I think Heupel, the last week he wasn't this way. The Oklahoma week, he was this way. Did you see that? Hold on, man. Huh. Adrian with the 50
50
spot.
bomb.
I don't even have a spot. Like, I don't even have anything to play for this. Like, I mean, like, maybe.
The song we're going to do right now was released on Christmas Day of 1967 originally. It's written by Boudleaux and Felice Bryan about
All right, I'm gonna turn it off. I can't do that. They're gonna flag us, and then we ain't gonna be able to make no money off this video. Adrian drops the 50, man. It says Tennessee's offense will be better Saturday, and the defense is going to. Adrian,
I don't mind that score. I love that score.
When you hear my score at the end of the night, you are going to lose your mind. That's scary, scary. But Milroe, 30-21. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Says Big Bag Adrian. Lil Clout said, yeehaw. Shout out to that man, Adrian, for the 50 spot, man. We appreciate the love, bro. But
Nice.
Going back to what I was saying, Turn, the Oklahoma week, Heupel was in the press conference a lot like he was today. Loose, fun, laughing. And the product produced a loose, fun, exciting brand until he decided at halftime to change up the flow. Since then, we felt a little tight. But today, Heupel just felt different. And I liked it. I really liked it. I was like, okay, he's feeling some type of way. He knows what this is like. He knows exactly what this game is going to bring on Saturday. And so it made me feel good to know that the head helm is a little lighter and a little looser going into a big game like this on Saturday.
I think it's because like, I mean, I told you this on the phone earlier. Like and we dropped 4 spots, whatever. Cool. AP don't mean nothing with the college football playoff, if we're being honest. But I mean, I don't think what I tell you on the phone. I said if Florida's 0-5 coming into this game, I guarantee it's a 3-point game. I don't care.
Yeah,
it's always going to be a 3, no more than 10. To be honest, with you.
Always. I mean,
care.
last year, Tennessee's 2 years ago, Tennessee's up 15 points with 4.5 minutes left.
And we win 39-33, right?
And we won by 6. It's like, bro, what are we doing?
But I think we figured out how to win.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Josh Heupel's like, you know, hearing him in the press conferences stuff, it's like, man, we're one guy away.
Yeah.
We're one person away from firing on all cylinders.
Man. Dylan Elam says, got me feeling like Rocky. Adrian. Chris said, we've seen the backup quarterback every game this year. I bet we see Simpson this weekend.
That would be insane.
We have, I mean, let's go back. Game number 1, injured the quarterback. Game number 2, made Grayson McCall quit. Game number 3, Kent State benched their quarterback after the second drive. Game number 4, Oklahoma. Jackson Arnold got benched. Number 5, Arkansas. Green got hurt. Number 6, Florida. Mertz got hurt. I'm not saying that we kryptonite. And I'm not wishing ill will on my guy. I like Jalen Milroe. I like his character. I hate him as a football player. I'm just going to be real. I hate him. I hate watching him drop back. I hate watching him when he can't get one read. He going to just try to run and do something special. I hate it. I hate it.
Call me crazy. I'd rather see Milroe than Simpson. Simpson makes me nervous.
Because he can just sit in there and just deliver.
Yeah.
Just deliver.
Different
Which
game.
we've seen film, but he can run too, though. He can run. He can run a little bit. White boy got wheels. You hear me? And real quick, hitting the chat one more time. Clout says, we go all in on this game. Chris says, Nealon record is 137 dB. We break it Saturday. Well, the last time we hit that was against Alabama. So says it starts at the top. If Hype ain't accepting it all the way down to the roster, the backup long snapper better be on their toes. All I hear is body bags. Aaron Duck got that big orange D. That could be a lot of things, Aaron. So I'm just gonna leave that one right there. Y'all, who is Alabama? No better person to bring in than the guy Stephen Cawley. And so we're gonna bring Stephen on to the show. Steve, what's happening, my man?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Yes, sir.
Man, doing good, bro. How are you?
I'm not doing great.
Well,
I don't know
that's a
about
good
y'all.
start. I don't think a lot of us have been doing well.
I haven't been doing great since January 10th, okay?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Michigan, it is what it is.
No, I'm talking about Saban retiring.
Oh, yeah, that hurts even worse, right?
That's worse than the Michigan loss.
I could see that. 100%.
Oh, man, Steve, obviously Alabama, hot start this year, weird start as well, right? Like offense has been firing on all cylinders, but it still felt like game 2 again, USF, or game 3, whenever that was, they just continue to kind of be like an exploitation for everyone to see, like, hey, if you're a little bit better than us, you can compete with this team. And from then on, you get Georgia week 4, and what I thought at halftime, 30-7, I ain't lying, I went to sleep. And
I did too. I was like, Bama's winning a chip this year.
And I woke up and I literally at halftime, I was like, gosh, man, I might sell my tickets to that game. I'm just, that looks insane. Like what I saw in the first half, I was like, this is better than what I seen with Saban. And then I woke up the next day and was like, what? And so that debacle happens. And it's like from that game on, it hasn't truly been the same team. What's going on in Tuscaloosa?
Well, I think a lot of it is you've got a brand new coaching staff. You've got an offensive coordinator who's never been an offensive coordinator before. And then you've got a defensive coordinator who is implementing a brand new scheme that we haven't run. We've never really run a 4-2-5 ever. And then you've got a bunch of new players, a bunch of new transfers. It's a kind of a different culture. It's just a lot of things are not the way they were. And I don't know, they just haven't meshed yet. They haven't figured each other out yet, talking about players and coaches. So it's just kind of a weird, I don't know how to feel about this team or even this game.
Got a question in the chat for you, Steve. Dylan says, has Bama played a full 4 quarters of football any game this year?
Western Kentucky. Other than that, no. They've been good. They've been hot and cold. They've been, a first half jump on you sort of team, or they have to squeak it out late. But they haven't played a full game all season. And so I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know, how they'll respond this week to almost losing to South Carolina. I really don't know where their head's at. They're kind of too loose for my liking, but we'll see.
Well, it's kind of crazy too, because like when they do play like a quarter, like when they're on for those 2 quarters, like it's scary football. I ain't gonna lie. Like the first half against Georgia, I'm sitting here like, I don't know. I mean, I went to sleep at halftime too.
Well, that's what's so frustrating as an Alabama fan is we can beat anybody in the nation, but there's something mental. There's something behind the scenes going on. I don't think DeBoer has the locker room yet, and I don't think all the old guys have bought in. And there's kind of I wouldn't say animosity, but this team's not completely focused. But when they were hyped up and had a week off before they played Georgia, you could see what they can do. But, getting that week in, week out, that's tough to find your own motivation playing Vanderbilt and South Carolina. It's hard to do when you blow out, when you beat probably the best team in the nation in Georgia.
Yeah. Well, while we're talking about what Alabama's struggling on, let's just kind of change the conversation a little bit to just overall gist of this roster, what they're bringing to Knoxville. What can we expect from DeBoer? What can we expect from Womack? It's like, Steve, just give us just a quick overview of what this team's bringing into Knoxville on Saturday.
Okay. So we've got probably the best offense we've had since the Lane Kiffin days.
Mm.
And from offensive line, it's probably the top offensive line we've had since 2012 team. Receivers are probably a B plus, really good. Ryan Williams, Kobe Prentice. Tight ends have been sneaky good this year.
Yeah, that
Uh,
one dude's cold.
oh yeah, the Dupree, and then we got the guy from Washington that transferred in, been pretty good, and Robbie Utz too. Um, and then we got 1A, 1B with Hayes and Jan Miller, and then we got Milrow. He's done okay this year. He hasn't. I don't think he's gotten better, but he hasn't gotten worse. But offensively, when we get the ball and we have a little time, we can do a lot of damage. Uh, Special teams, I feel pretty good about. We got probably one of the better punters in Burnup. We got the Graham Nicholson, the Lou Groza Award winner, transferred from Miami, Ohio. He's been solid for us. Defense is where all the problems have been, and breaking in.
Which is what you don't hear when you
Yeah.
speak about Alabama ever.
So Saban knew this kind of going into this season before he retired, was that we were going to have a mass exodus in the secondary. And that's why I was glad that Malachi Moore stayed, because we literally don't have anybody but true freshmen and transfers, and then a couple backup guys. Now the front seven is pretty solid. They've a lot of third and fourth year guys that have played some the last couple years, and they've all kind of stepped up. But it's a new scheme. Uh, it's kind of a different, more laid back defense. It's not so. It's more zone than it is man coverage. It's a little more, kind of keep it in front of you, play catch. Don't really. It's kind of a bend but don't break sort of defense. So we've had a lot of issues getting in calls and getting in, kind of a rhythm on defense, especially against better offensive teams. So, I feel like we're probably pretty good on defense. We just haven't figured it out yet. And I don't think Kane Womack and the position coaches have really figured it out. And it's just one of those things that takes time. And, we'll see how they adjust and how we go along through the season.
Would you say that Alabama's front seven are guys that Saban recruited that just waited their turn?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. The front seven I feel great about. But it's the back four that's just, and they've been good. So it's not, they're just green, and it's a whole new system. And so you got guys like Malachi Moore and Deontay Lawson having to make different calls and different looks than they would with Saban. Had all these guys programmed like a Belichick team where they know exactly what to do when you see the off line up. And now it's different, and it just hasn't really meshed well. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little puzzled, as every other fan is.
Got a comment down here from my guy Dylan Elam. He says, I hate to bring this up, but Tennessee has an ace up our sleeve with William Inge. This is true. William Inge was the co-defensive coordinator at Washington, so he knows this offense like the back of his hand. I 100% agree with that. He knows DeBoer, he knows the offense, but the thing that it changes everywhere you go. Like, it is the offense. The formation and formality might look the same, but there are things that have to be done differently. And I think there are things that he could get away with at Washington offensively that he cannot get away with in the SEC. And so while it is the same, I do think it is a little different. And so I'm interested to see if we do genuinely have that leg up, like I hope we do, because Inge would know these formations. He would know a lot of this from spending time with DeBoer. So, Steve, outside of the issues, I mean, let's just talk about it. I mean, Ryan Williams is a dog, and what he can do is very special. But somehow he was neutralized last week. What was happening? What was South Carolina doing to limit his big playability?
I mean, from what I watched, they just had, you know, a great all SEC corner on them, and they would bring safety help over. They kind of schemed it up right, and they just kind of a lot of teams are kind of going to the point of we're going to take the run away from you, and they're going to make Milroe beat you with the pass. But and the problem with that is that Milroe can beat you with the pass, but he's been wildly inconsistent, and he's had turnover issues, and he's just not. It's like his head's not in the game. So, when you have that sort of thing going on, teams have been able to neutralize, and it started in the second half with Georgia, when basically their offense would play keep away, and Vanderbilt did this, South Carolina did it beautifully, where they have these long 6-7 play drives, and we can't get the running game going to really open up the entire offense. So when they try to take the running game away, it's like, you get behind the sticks really early, and it's, you look up and it's 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, and now you have to throw, and it's like they're. I feel a lot of it's we're getting a little out coached, and I think that's what some of the frustration is with Alabama. Is ever since the Kirby kind of figured us out in the second half of that game, Vanderbilt did the same thing, and South Carolina and Tennessee's going to do the same thing too. It's just kind of take the run away, make Milroe beat you, put a spy on them, maybe have 1 or 2 extra safeties kind of behind, and just kind of go man to man, and just kind of almost play keep away.
It's like keep everything underneath.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, he can throw it up to Ryan Williams, and he can go up there and grab it, or Kobe Prentice, or whoever. But the SEC teams are doing a great job of getting us out of our rhythm and getting us out of how we want to play ball, or how DeBauer and Nick Sheridan, our offense coordinator, want to play. And so I'd like to see some adjustments, and same with defense. I'd like to see maybe some different looks, or some different sets, or different, but just have to wait and see.
But I mean, I think like you said too. I mean, you go back and look at the Georgia game. Like if Alabama does get in rhythm and get some momentum on their side, they're very capable of running away with the game quick.
Oh yeah.
I agree with it. A couple of things in the chat right quick. My man TriStar says Tennessee will be fine. Nico eventually will have the light bulb moment. I hope that is this weekend. Chris says, I agree. We got to score on the first drive, get his confidence up. And this is a problem if this is real. Dylan says, I didn't want to bring this up in front of Steven, but I gotta. DeBoer said in his presser that Neyland is loud, but not that loud. We'll be fine. You're gonna have to restart. Restart. What'd you say? Start it from the top.
Okay, so they don't is DeBauer and this Washington staff and all these guys and all these new kids they've got. They don't understand. They're adding fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? And so it's becoming. They don't understand SEC football. Kane Womack doesn't understand how to adjust his defense. Nick Sheridan doesn't know how to adjust. And we're starting to kind of show our hand too quick, and saying stuff like that is going to add fuel to the fire. And I heard him at the presser today talking about the cigar thing and all the tradition, and he kind of rolled his eyes about it, and he doesn't, little clout, he doesn't understand what this is, and that's why I don't feel good
That just made me feel, dude. My score might have just changed.
I don't feel good.
Like,
I feel like
that's
we got
crazy. You mean old Saint Nick didn't tell this man before he got in front of the microphone on one of the biggest rivalry, like you beat Georgia at home, bro. You are finna.
Hey,
Ooh.
see what Saban said about Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
About their
Yep.
stadium not being loud, and then after we lost to them, they played it on their jumbotron in front of them.
That's
So it's like I don't know what and then we got true freshmen having their own podcast, and it's like they can say things and not mean them or not understand what they're saying, just like DeBauer saying, "Oh, it's not that loud." Well, you're about to find out where you play.
He is gonna find out. He gonna find out first drive. And I said the worst thing that happened is that Tennessee won that game against Florida, especially the way we won it, because now there were things in that second half against Florida that we have been begging to see since the OU game. And we saw it, but we were missing. And this is the same thing that happened in 2022 before we played Alabama. We had LSU, and then we had another SEC game in between. I cannot remember who it was. I feel like it was on the road. And we didn't play that great, but we came out with a win. And it was a tough win. It was the way we won. And then we had Bama. And it was like everything just popped off. And so I'm hoping that the things we saw last week against Florida, they translate, but they become hitters and not like misses. So check out the chat right here. We got a few people. TriStar says it's the Hillbillies versus the Rednecks. Says DeBoer is a Yankee. Clout says DeBoer is about to get a nice Southern welcome to Tennessee game in Neyland. Aaron Duck says, I agree. Neyland is pretty quiet. Bama doesn't need to prepare for it at all. I like that, Aaron. Dylan Elam, it's different up there in them hills. Clout, they aren't going to be able to adjust when they can't communicate because of the noise. Yeah. Says DeBoer will be singing Rockin' Top in his sleep Saturday night. TriStar says, DeBoer is going to see how loud Knoxville is. I spelled it that way intentionally because that's how it's pronounced. Very true, Knoxville. That's right, boy. Lil Clout, DeBoer is definitely downplaying this game, and it's quite the opposite of that. I'll say it. Bama is our Super Bowl, and we'll do whatever it takes to beat them. I don't see anything wrong with that statement.
It's almost like this sounds so weird, but like it's almost this game is like almost like a college football playoff. Like, why can't I think of the word? Like an intro game. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like this is
game. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is the game to get in the college football playoff, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, I wonder how Alabama fans feel about how he downplayed just everything about this rivalry. It's like,
I mean, Steven was just shaking his head and like rubbing his eyes, so I'm guessing.
I don't feel good. I don't feel good at all. Like it's you're going to be shocked by my prediction. I'm just going to tell you right now. I don't feel good at all.
Eric, what's up, Eric? Man, I ain't seen you on the live in a minute, bro. Good to see you. He said, what's up, straight up Tennessee? I'm excited for the third Saturday in October. I think our Vols will win. GBO. Dylan Elam, it's a play-in game for sure. I agree.
That's what I was looking
exactly
for.
Right. The magnitude of this game, just imagine. I hate to think about the past, but it pisses me off that this should have been a 1 versus like 3 matchup. Game day should have been here. But we both had flop games and have not played well the last really 2.5 games. And it is what it is, but it is still SEC Nation is going to be live from Ayers Hall. This is another primetime 3:30 slot. I can guarantee you all eyes will be on this game at 3:30. And because the loser of this game can almost kiss the playoff goodbye unless something crazy happens. I know it's only 2 losses. I know it's only 2, but I think that these 2 teams' 1 loss is so bad.
It's bad.
it doesn't matter what happens towards the back half of the year.
You say that, but then I mean, you got to think like, what if? I mean, what if? I mean, you don't really think this is going to happen, but I mean, what if Vandy turns out to be pretty decent, or vice versa, Arkansas? What if they turn out to be kind of decent? Have 8 wins. What if they get 8 wins?
I think that'll help both of us if they kind of win out, or at least go to a bowl game, both of them.
Yeah,
I think that'll kind of help our cause because it's SEC game on the road against a bowl team would help both of us.
yeah. I mean, we haven't been Arkansas the last 4 years. The last 4 times we played them.
Yeah, it goes
5
all the
now.
way back to 2007,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Chat says Tennessee can win every game on their schedule. Can we please get both wearing their home uniform? I would love that. I would love that.
That'd be tough.
They'd never do it again, though, because it's all about what the NCAA makes you wear now. LSU got a pass, and I think like there's another team out there that got a pass that can wear white at home. Tim Rice says it's definitely a game we have to win. If our offense can figure it out, we will be unstoppable. I 100% agree. TriStar says technically Tennessee is undefeated in SEC play because Arkansas is a Southwest Conference team. Lil Clout says, I know there are players on the Bama team definitely not downplaying it, but for the coaching staff too, it's not a good sign. Yeah, I just don't think I would if I was somebody close to the program, I would be trying to talk to Kalen. Like, hey man, I'm gonna need you to understand something real quick. When you go in there and what you just said, you're gonna have people cussing at you like you ain't never heard people cuss before. You're gonna have people, you might have somebody at your hotel on Friday night. You just might. You messed up. And after the game, I'm going to remind you to not do that again. So, Adrian, no. Traditional Saturday, bro.
I'm gonna be that guy. I love the dark mode with an orange out. If we come out in anything other than the traditionals, I'm gonna say it right now, we will lose. I promise.
we cannot come out in anything other.
You've got to come out in traditionals.
I like the rivalry games with the traditional colors, the traditional uniforms. You can save the smoky grays for Mississippi State or whoever,
Yeah, bring them back out then or something.
Bring them back out.
No.
Yeah, whoever.
Because we all know Kentucky's going to be dark mode. We all know that.
We know that. We know that. And I love it. I love the thought of it, y'all. But it's games like these where I don't want to see none of that. I don't want to see no black uniforms. I'd be happy if they went out with the white, orange, white, and they came out in some black cleats. I'd be like, okay, we really out here like the 90s. You see what I'm saying? Like, but no. If they come out in some gray or some black, your boy might leave because I know we taking an L. Look. Aaron says alternative jersey against Bama, and the old heads would have a stroke.
I'm having a stroke, and I don't even consider myself an old head.
I know it. Hey, Chris said, I'm sorry, we lit. He said we lit tonight, y'all. We are. Y'all go ahead, everybody, right now. Y'all know how we do it on Monday. If y'all have any more questions for Steve in Alabama, go ahead and drop them in. We got a few more minutes left on this Who is Alabama show. But also, as you ask your questions, go ahead, drop your early week score predictions below. We're gonna kind of wrap this one up. Dylan says, got to keep the tradition alive, but them black I can't even say it. Them black cleats can kick rocks. Come on, man. Rock the black cleats, man. Tripping, man. We got to wear the black cleats. Adrian says, Altson Zoo is the only loud stadium that Kalen has experienced, but Neyland has 102,000 screaming fans. SEC is different. Says, if you thought losing to Vanderbilt was bad, lose to Tennessee and how quickly the Bama fan base wants to pour fire. Hey, he ain't lying. They can't fire him that for soon. But
He's got 2 years. He's got an
Giving
8-year
him
contract, but he's got 2 years.
Eric says, "Is Steve a Bama homer, Ruck?"
Yes, for sure. Die hard. Been watching it. I've watched every game since like '98 when I was 5 years old. Been to games every year. I can't get enough of it. I'm for sure a homer.
See, shout out to my man Chris. He said Steve is an educated Bammer. See, I agree with this because you have some Bama fans that I know that I'm pretty close to who are delusional.
Yeah.
Every game they're going to win by 70. Nobody can beat us. And when we lose, it's the end of the world. Like, I'm going to kill myself. Like, that's the type of Bama fans that I know. But Steve, on the other hand, really actually loves Alabama, but actually loves football more than Alabama, like the entire game of football.
Mhm.
So he can watch something and be like, yeah, they're pretty good. Or yeah, we suck right now. Like, this is just his. So I love that. And so what do you think about this? Sean Alexander is the best running back ever at Alabama.
I 100% agree.
Mm.
He is my favorite. I've got a football signed by him that I went to one of his football camps when I was, I think I was in middle school or something when he was playing for the Seahawks. Yeah, he's him and Andrew Zhao and Tyler Watts, and they were the reason I fell in love with Alabama. Him running all over Florida down in the swamp in '99 when we upset Florida, just after a lot like this year where we lost to Louisiana Tech. Next game, we go down to the swamp, be like number 2 or 3. Go down there and beat them. And then we play them in the SEC Championship later that year and stomp them. Yeah, so yes, I think he's the best. I think he's the best running back. I think number 2 probably Derrick Henry.
If Derrick's not, there's a problem. There's a problem if he's not. We're gonna hit the chat for all of the super chats and all of the scores predictions. Just before we get into that, Clout says, "Pleasure to have you on the show, Steve. This is hilarious." Aaron says, "Bama fans thinks their cousins are hot." TriStar and David Palmer highlights are a must watch.
For sure.
Look, Matt says Steven's team is like his internet, not that good.
Come on, dude. We're down here in Alabama. I'm just now getting fiber optic cable down here, dude. Come on.
Steve, it's Monday. It's early. I know. What'd you say? Say it again.
I said, y'all leave me alone, dude.
Man, it's Monday. It's early in the week. And I know things change throughout the week. I mean, if you go right now even and just check out what ESPN has to say right now about this specific game. If you go look, the line is it's thin. It's very thin. But right now, ESPN has it as a Bama 2.5 favorite. Over under is 55.5. Steve, how you feeling on a Monday? Give us an early score prediction for the third Saturday in October.
I think Tennessee 35, Alabama 31.
Still a barn burner. Still a burner.
Yeah. I think we score some points, but I don't think we win. I don't see a way we win unless we come out on fire like we did against Georgia. I don't see it. I hate saying that because I hate Tennessee, but
oh man. Hey, Turn, how you feeling about this game, my boy?
On a Monday?
On a Monday.
I think it's gonna be. I mean, I think it's a lot like Florida. I think it's gonna be everybody's saying 3-point games. There's a bunch of 3-point games on here. I'm going to go even crazier on a Monday. I'm going to go 31-30. Falls.
31-30 Vols. For me, I'm in a position right now where it's so hard to still pick against a team like Tennessee when you just know it takes one drive to turn it around. You watch the Florida game. If Tennessee scores on that first drive and Nico doesn't fumble, that game is probably Tennessee might run away with it because it was just a flawless drive. We're one play away most of the time. Last game, we were 4 plays, 4 touchdowns that we left on the field. We're this close, and this is the game that it has to click, and I think that it will. I think the Vols kind of get things clicking, and it's almost to where we need it to be. It's almost back to the hyper we know, and it's enough to get it done at home, orange out, Neyland Stadium, 3:30 kick. I think Tennessee wins this game 30-20. I got us winning by 10. The defense, we've not let anybody score more than really 19 points. And I'm thinking 20 is our limit just because of how good and how fresh this entire defense is the entire game. Even after being on the field way too much recently because the offense has been struggling. So I got the Vols 30-20. Let's check the chat out, man. The chat is going absolutely bananas. Chris says 30-17 Vols. TriStar, been a member for a month. Shout out to you, man. He says over in Merville, they're saying 24-21 Tennessee. Tim Rice, 24-20 Vols. Dylan Elam says it's either 34-20 or 17-14. I see a world that is 17-14, and it's just ugly. Lil Clout, 28-24 Vols. Adrian says it again, 30-21 Tennessee. Big game for our running back. Goodness gracious. 320 rushing yards, 240 yards passing, 4 sacks, and a forced fumble, 1 interception from Jermod McCoy. Adrian's so specific. I love it. I love it. Let's see. TriStar said it 24-21. And then they started roasting your Wi-Fi, Steve, and said flash fiber at its finest. Dial up on an iPhone is crazy. He signs in and his sign in says, "You've welcome. You've got mail." Vols guy, what's up, man? He says, I say 24-21 Vols. TriStar says it could be 3-2, like Auburn versus Mississippi State. No, wait. That's crazy. Dylan says we're either in a boat. We either boat race them or it's a rock fight, and we barely escape by. Eric says 35-24 Tennessee. Vol guy 31.
I can see that one.
28 Vols. Y'all, it's been a night. This has been fun. I love these shows. I love when we bring in my guys like Steven.
Ooh, look
bring
at that
in people
one.
to the roster.
21-20.
21-20 Alpha Man. Field
goals.
Balls. Man, it was a good show, y'all. Fire night. Y'all been blowing up the chat. Steve, thank you for tapping in with us, man, like you always do.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
You already know it, man. We'll have to bring you back on because Alabama basketball, we launching right back here in a few weeks, and Alabama preseason number 2 team in the country.
Yeah, we're basketball school now. Forget football.
Oh man, Steve, thanks for joining us, man, tonight. Oh man, me and Turn, man, we're gonna close this one up. Y'all, you already know though, man, it's a big week, man, a massive week for Tennessee. What can happen? I don't know. A lot of things can happen tonight or this weekend on the 3rd Saturday in October, but hopefully Tennessee comes out on the winning side. You already know how it is, though, man. We'll be back on Friday for the One More Day episode. We're going to get this thing popping. We're going to have more interviews from coaches. We got Pump the Gas, Hit the Brakes. We've got Vol Shots. We've got Keys to Victory, Playmakers of the Game. We got it all coming for you on a Friday show. But until then, stay locked into the social media. Follow us at Straight Up Tennessee. Cannot wait for this weekend, man. Turn, you got anything before we wrap?
I'm just ready to go, bro. I feel good about this one, especially hearing what DeBurr said about it, or whatever his name is. Can't even say it. DeBurr.
Yeah, it got me fired up.
DeBurr.
That one got me fired up.
It makes me feel a lot better, especially if he's downplaying it like that.
Yeah, Eric, real quick before we wrap, said where was Tennessee ranked in preseason hoops? They are number 12 in the country. Number 12. So, Kalen DeBoer, this is a public service announcement. Close your mouth. We'll see you on Saturday.
DeBurr.
For the Straight Up Tennessee fam, it's your boy working the building. Got my guy Turn, man. We can't wait to be back with you Friday. Y'all have a great rest of your week. And y'all know what it is, man. It's Straight Up Tennessee, baby. We'll see you back for the one more day on Friday.